Welcome back to Mindfully Climbing, the podcast about all things
wellness, worthiness, and
womanness. I'm Laura.
I'm Tiffany.
And what are we talking about today?
Today we're reviewing the Eras Tour post 3 nights of attendance.
Yep. So we went, our first show was, we sat lower bowl. Our second show was nosebleeds.
Mm-hmm. And the third show was on the floor.
And it was fucking lit every single time. But before then, do you have a high and a low?
Oh yeah, I would say my high is that you're settled in here and we can spend time together. And my low is that
you always be making hella fucking noise when you're looking.
I know.
So, like every time I edit the podcast, I'm like cutting, like when it takes you forever to figure out what you're gonna say.
Anything?
Yeah. But you're always like,
That's what's going on in my head.
Nothing.
Yeah,
It's just one noise.
white noise. My low is that I haven't spent enough time outside for my liking in like the last basically since the concert because I've been so tired.
Yeah.
Although I did watch the sunrise 2 times so far this week. That was fun.
All right.
That's it. What about you?
A high? I think what I would have to say my high is probably the same thing, like just being more settled and like having no boxes to unpack, like kind of figuring out how like my life is gonna work here and like just being in more of a schedule versus like literally just like unpacking every single day and then like finding time to like do shit. But yeah, it's been fun. And my low, I'll say my low is probably that, I mean, Derek's gone now, so it's just like everything's all on me again, which is, I mean, pretty normal at this point for like him being in the military, but it hasn't been too bad. He's only been gone for a few days though. So
Yeah.
we will see. I think it's gonna be weird though because he's gonna be like coming in and out, so he'll only be home for like a few hours at a time, like here and there. So it's gonna be weird, like figuring out how that's gonna work.
Wait, what do you mean when he's coming back from like his underways?
Yeah, so he'll be gone for like a month and a half ish. But during that like month and a half, he'll be like they're gonna come in and out of port, but he won't be able to leave the boat.
Oh.
So he might get like liberty for like 4 to 5 hours at a time, and like be able to leave the boat for like 4 to 5 hours. But then he'll have to go right back. You know, I'll have to balance like if I'm out doing something like with Hazel or like with you or whoever, like whatever I'm doing, and then he calls me and he's like, oh hey, I can come home for like 4 hours, and I have to be like, oh, I'm gonna go home, because it's also not just me, like it's also Hazel. So I don't know, I've never been in a situation like this. Like I've done a deployment, but not like where he comes in and out.
It's weird that they do that. All right. Yeah, it's pretty shitty low.
Yeah, so
single parent.
Yeah. You know, I'm thankful that I don't have to also work though.
Yeah, that is a blessing.
Because that would be even harder.
Yeah. And
I
we
don't
have
know
multiple friends here that can babysit.
Yeah.
Not that you didn't in Washington, but since I'm a social butterfly, I've introduced you.
I know.
Now they're your friends. So
I know. I know. Because I'm not like that at all. I'm like the complete opposite. So
I collect my introverts.
Yeah. Yep. You have a
obsession. Probably I would just say Taylor Swift. Like since before the concert, going to the concert, and after, it's just kind of like bled over. Like the other day I came out and Michael was watching Reputation Stadium Tour on the TV.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, and then he was watching like some lore video about how she stayed relevant, and
that Stadium Tour documentary is so fucking good.
I was watching it and I was like, her choreography, like dance choreography, is so much better this time around. And I still really like Reputation, but I was like, they trained so hard for this tour. Like it's really good. It's very high quality.
The dancers are insane.
I want to know how much they get paid.
They better get paid well. I'm sure they do. But like goddamn, they're like working their asses off, and they're owning the fucking stage.
Yeah.
It's so insane. It's so crazy. Because, like, I mean,
they're always full out.
Yeah, like, Taylor Swift, I, like, no hate to her, but she'll never be, like, a dancer.
Yeah.
That's not her.
Yeah. She's a
skill set. Yeah. So, I mean, she does try, and she's, like, gotten so much better over the years, like, compared to, 10 years ago. But still, like, at the 1989 World Tour, like, even at Red, like, when I saw her at Red, like, she didn't dance.
Dude.
Like,
try.
Yeah.
It's literally, like,
yeah,
kind of moving, bro. Like,
yeah, like, and it's hard, too, because she's, like, 5'10", so she's tall and skinny. So then it's just, like, it doesn't really, like, she doesn't look good. So,
yeah, she's gotten much better. She's, like, a better than average dancer now.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure she's put in, like, a lot of work. Like, I'm sure they had so many rehearsals, and at this point, like, because she's doing the same dances every single night, that it's just, like, second nature at this point.
What is yours?
Oh, my obsession? Probably the same thing. But I was thinking earlier today, like, obviously, like, Taylor Swift will top everything. Like, no question. But this is very, like, lighthearted and, like, minimal. But our dishwasher broke. I feel like I'm always having fucking dishwasher issues. But we got the scrubbers that, like, hold soap in them.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they make a Scrub Daddy one. It is the best fucking thing.
Does it have a smiley on it?
Yes. It's the best fucking thing I've ever. And
yeah, ours is gross.
It has a bottom to it, so, like, it can, like, sit on the counter, like, upright. It's so nice.
I just had, like, scrubbies that were silicone, and I want one that attaches to a soap handle.
Because I like the handle.
And then you cannot have to throw it away because it's antibacterial. Because the sponges, I've been using them for way too long.
Same. But Scrub Daddies are...
Yeah, Scrub Daddies are good. We have a wool steel one. Or steel wool. Yeah, I haven't used it yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I want to clean the stovetop.
Yeah, that's good too.
Okay, so getting into the review, I put the seats first.
Okay.
Like what our opinion was of each different zone. So what did you think the first night of being in, like, the lower bowl? Or I guess even if you're, like, gonna go to a Taylor Swift concert, like, the mid bowl too. Just anywhere that's not, like...
Yeah, and our seats too, they weren't, like, they were right at the, like, point of the diamond.
Yeah.
So, like, the way her stage is set up, I'm sure if you're listening to this, then you fucking know how her stage is set up. But it's like a rectangle, and then a runway, and then a diamond, and then a runway, and then another rectangle. So the diamond is, like, the center, and that's also where she spends most of her time, is the diamond. And so we were, like, right at that point of the diamond, but in the lower bowl. I thought that was really good. I would have liked to see the show from the front too, but I think for the way the whole, like, Ticketmaster thing and everything worked out, like, we were lucky to just have tickets in the first place. But yeah, I liked it. The only thing that I didn't like was the night that we had that show, they were filming it. So there was, like, this big fucking camera arm, like, that kept crossing in front of us and would block her, like, a third of the time.
Yeah.
Which was annoying, but there wasn't anything we could have done about that. And we couldn't have known either.
Yeah. I didn't know that they were filming until, like, a few days before we went.
Yeah,
I guess because that's when it started.
Yeah. I think they started filming, like, the first or second day of the, like, LA shows. And then they filmed for, like, 4 days.
Yeah. I would say if, like, you want to get, like, the best experience in one show, that's the one I would pick.
Yeah,
because you get stage and her. Yeah, and both can be partially obstructed depending on where you're sitting and what part of the show and all of that. But then you get to see, like, because I would say the performance is, like, her just as much as it is, like, the stage and, like, lights and production and all of that too. So you get to see both, like, the graphics on the screen partially and then her. Yeah, because the stage itself is, like, a screen. So, like, when we were lower bowl and our nosebleed seats, like, we could see the whole stage. Whereas when we were on the floor, we couldn't see the stage at all. Like, you couldn't see any of the graphics on the stage. So it was really cool to be able to, like
like you're saying, I think if you're going once, then that's probably the better option.
Yeah. I wonder what it looks like to be in the front. But we'll see it in the documentary.
I know.
And then, okay, so then the next show we did was the nosebleeds.
And those tickets I bought they were $50 a piece, like before taxes and fees and everything. And I bought them like literally right before we went to the first show.
I liked the nosebleeds because you could see all of the fans. Like we were in the really very top, very like second to last row or something.
We were literally like as far like to the side as you could go.
Yeah, before you were like behind the stage.
Yeah.
There was only like a few people next to us where they like cut off where it just wouldn't be right to like sell tickets like that.
It was so cool though.
Yeah, it was. And I really liked being able to see all of the lights and the way that they like produced those, because you could see the lights in the lower bowl, but definitely not as much as the nosebleeds.
Like we could see the entire stadium, and like they would have like, you know, stuff kind of like snake through the stadium, like lights like snake through, and it was so cool to see. Or like they had like a rainbow, like the stadium was completely rainbow during like the Lover era.
Yeah,
it was so cool. It was so cool to see. Or like it looked sparkly at some points. It was really cool to see.
I think you could hear the crowd most up in the nosebleeds too, which is fun because when people are like roaring or singing along, then I like those moments because you're like, wow, all these people love the same thing as me, and it's like a humanity moment. Like
it is crazy too because like 6 years ago people were like, Taylor Swift's not cool, so just have like 70,000 other people like singing the same songs that you are, and like being able to hear that is insane.
Oh, I would say, like, I don't know if it was because it was our first night or because where we were seated, but I felt like the lower bowl tickets were the most hype as far as people around us, too.
Yeah.
Like, everywhere you look, you can find someone who's singing as if they're in their own music video.
Yeah.
Which is fun because you know that they relate to the lyrics or certain
That was
parts.
us literally every single
Yeah, I know. We were hype every night. But, like, you know that, like, all those people have like certain lyrics that they relate to things and like they feel it in their heart. And, but it was the most hype in the lower bowl. Yeah. When we were in the nosebleeds, it was pretty chill, which like I knew was going to happen. And I was looking forward to being able to like sit because we were so dehydrated and hungover feeling after the first night.
Yeah.
And then we also had a pool party the next day.
Yeah.
After that, I was looking forward to chill, but like people weren't like going crazy.
No, a lot of people were sitting, like even when we were standing.
Yeah.
And dancing and stuff. Yeah, it was nice to like feel like we could sit, because even when we were sitting, like we could still see everything if we wanted to. So that was nice too.
And they had a screen for the nosebleeds, so you could see her.
They have lots of screens. Yeah,
you could see her on the screen no matter what in like HD. But
the only thing that I think was like it was probably the biggest bummer about the nosebleeds was that like a lot of the folklore set, because she's in the cabin, you can't see at all. Like we could only see on the screen. We couldn't see because it's like it was completely blocked by the stage.
Yeah,
and a lot of Fearless too, we couldn't see, and some parts of the Lover set we couldn't see too, which kind of sucked. But we got like a great view of the crowd and a great view of the stage, which I really like seeing the entire stage from like that far away.
Because there's things I was like, I didn't even know. And that one we could see the best when she like dives into the stage and goes down.
That was cool. I like too during Delicate when she like steps on the stage and it like cracks.
Yeah, I couldn't see that.
Yeah.
Either of the other nights.
Yeah. It was so cool to see. That was because I've seen videos of it before and I was really looking forward to seeing it like in person, and it was really cool. And it's crazy too that like they choreograph that, and then like
I know she has to get to her mark every time.
Yes, and she does, like majority of the time she like does it really well, or like she jumps in the. And you know what else was really, which I had no idea that they did, was during 1989 when the dancers are riding the bikes. They have like this little like this neon like fucking. It's not a snake, but it's like a line like following wherever their bike goes. Yeah. I was like, that's fucking crazy that they literally have to ride their bike the same way every single night.
I know, because it, like, to me, I didn't even think about that at first. I was like, oh, it's like touch sensitive. That's how well they do it. The timing is so good.
It's so good, yeah.
And then our last seats were on the floor, and that was awesome. Part of the thing that I didn't realize was like, I think I saw the confetti the first night, but like when we were on the floor, you see like they shoot out confetti during Red, and then they shoot out confetti again during
All Too Well.
Really? Oh yeah, they shoot out these fucking little
Leaves.
autumn leaves. Like I didn't even see that.
They shoot out snow too.
Yeah, and they shoot out during Karma.
Yeah,
all the.
So you get to see like colors. You get more like up close of the confetti.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
I wanted one of those leaf confetti.
I don't know
where they went though.
I don't know either, because I think mostly they like shot. I think they shot less of the leaf ones because it was like just during All Too Well.
Yeah,
but, yeah. The one thing that I think when we were on the floor, it was like I really wish we would have had seats where we would have been like looking at her more face on, because a lot of it was like from the side, which is cool, and like she did like face us a good amount, but I still think it would have been cool to be like
seeing the front of her face,
seeing the front of like the whole stage.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? What you got? They really excited about something. What were you gonna say?
We're talking about confetti and
Karma.
I don't remember. When I listen back to this, I'm gonna remember.
Okay.
Damn.
This isn't really about like any of our seeds or anything, but I was just thinking this morning because I was listening to Taylor Swift while I was washing dishes this morning, and every time a song would come on that like she played at the show, I would just think about how it was at the show and like what the performance was like and like what she did during that performance at the show. And she says at the very beginning that she's like, I just hope that like whenever you hear these songs, you think about this. And I was like, that's crazy, because I didn't even know I was doing that. Like I didn't even realize that that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I was literally thinking about like, maybe it's just because it's like so soon after, but yeah, it was crazy. Like I was listening to Light Up like Neon Golf Club, and then like how there's like videos of her all around like the like part of the stage that comes up, and so she's cool. Like dancing exactly the same as like the videos of her that are dancing. Yeah. And I was like, it's just crazy that like she was right about like you're gonna think about this. You know?
Yeah. I talk about it in like my notes later, but I think she does a really good job at like blending nostalgia for the fans who have been around, and also kind of like building this atmosphere during the show of like this concert itself is an era, to use her lingo, and that like she picks certain songs that are, I would describe as like a smirk to like all of her haters or people who have like doubted her, and just showing like, I'm gonna be here not forever, but like this moment's gonna live forever, and like my music is timeless, and all these people are always gonna be a part of my journey.
Yeah. And speaking of timelessness, I was just thinking this morning, at every single tour she's ever had, she plays Love Story. And I was just thinking, I was like, I wonder how many like 100 times she sang that song live. And like she did like a pop rendition of it at the 1989 World Tour, and it was really cool. I really liked the pop, like it was like really poppy and like it was cool. I liked it. I don't remember exactly what she did on Red, but I just think it's cool that like she sings it every single time, because that's like her song that like blew her up the most. Was Love Story, and that's how like a lot of people became huge. Yeah, and that's how like a lot of people became fans back when like Fearless came out and Love Story came out. It's just insane that like she sings it every single time.
I didn't know that she sang it at every concert,
every tour. It's always on the set list. Every time it's been on the set list.
Yeah,
which I'm like, you know, it's an overplayed song, but like everybody knows the words to it.
Yeah, so it's
and
fun
like
to sing.
Yeah, it's like very.
That's a good story.
Yeah, it is like, and you know, it just goes to show that she like has always had these really good storytelling characteristics within her songs and like lyrics and stuff.
So if you're gonna try and go to one of the international shows, or even like the shows that she just announced for the end of 2024
in the US,
and you can only go to one, or you can only get tickets to one, try and go to the mid bowl
area. Mid, lower bowl. I would definitely say that like a front view would probably be better, but I also haven't had that experience. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But like from pictures I've seen of like people posting what the stage looks like from the front, I think it would just be so cool to see like the production as it was like meant to be seen.
Right.
Like face on.
Like the choreography and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so the second part of this episode is going to be going through each era of hers, and like what we thought about the show's incorporation of it. And so I thought we would do it in order that they exist, because I wasn't able to remember the order that they were performed in.
I never remember. Even like every single night, we'd look after like an era would be over. We'd look at each other and be like, "Wait, what's next? Is Reputation next?
Like,
or is it Fearless?"
Her sister called me a fake fan because in one of the videos she sent them, a song was over and I was like, "What's next? All Too Well or something?"
Or you were like, "Is Long Live next? Is this Long Live?" And then my mom and my sister were like, "Tiffany's a fake fan," and I was like, "No, she just didn't know if it was next or not." It's not that she doesn't know Long Live. Are you kidding
this
me?
is Long Live, and she's like, "Oh, well, through the door." No, and I didn't look at the set list because I wanted to be surprised. So I had no fucking clue, even by the third night. Then I was really confused too, because there were just so many songs swirling in my head.
Yeah.
But okay, so the first one is Taylor Swift debut. 0 out of 5 stars.
The performance was fucking terrible. Because there was none. Like, people got, like, surprise songs from debut. We didn't get any surprise. We got absolutely 0 debut.
No.
None.
I was going to say the reference that she did on the last night, she said, "You don't want to fight me." But I think that was fucking Fearless era.
I think it was too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was already pretty famous.
Because I think debut, I don't think T-Pain would have really known who she was. He'd be like, "Damn, some fucking country bitch reaching out to me." Trying to get me to do a rap song with her.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but
yeah, so I said that I hope she adds it to, if she changes the set list, I hope she adds it. And I said that Picture to Burn would be fun because like it's a fun song to sing.
Yeah.
And I think most people would know it. And then like the lesser known ones, Mary's song, or Should Have Said No.
I think our song would be really fun too.
Yeah, and then I put our song because like even though it's kind of like an obvious choice, then everyone would be able to sing it, even the people who maybe like didn't listen to her back then but do now. And that was the first song I was ever obsessed with by her. I had a friend in elementary school and that was like our song. It was deep.
Our song is
yeah I know.
In elementary school,
but the first
sneaking out like
that song is the first Taylor Swift memory I have. It was me on like my elementary school playground singing that song on the wood chips or pebbles or whatever the fuck it was, by the swings like that. That's what I remember in my head.
My first memory I have of Taylor Swift is when we lived in our
Folklore.
Imagine. Yeah, I went to the Red tour and the 1989 tour, but the first memory I have is fucking Folklore.
I blacked out.
Okay, speaking of Folklore, this is like off topic. I have to go back to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyways, I want to thrift a sweatshirt and embroider Folklore on it.
That's good.
That'd be funny.
That's good. I wonder if I can make an ever more fun. Ever slut.
Slutmore. Folklore and Slutmore.
We'd have to do it, bro.
That'd be so fucking funny.
Slut more. Okay. Wait, what were you saying? Your first memory?
My first memory. So when I still lived in Anoka, somebody had like lost their. It was like a fucking MP3 player, like a tiny little black MP3 player. Like I swear it was like this big. Songs that was on it was "Love Story" by Taylor Swift, and I kept the MP3 player because I was like, who the fuck? First of all, who's losing their MP3 player in my yard? That's weird. And like not coming back for it. Or like, how do you lose that? Like what? Anyways. And then so I kept it and I like listened to Love Story, and I remember swinging on our swing set, like fucking listening to Love Story in my headphones. In like, I don't know, I was swing sets.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it was The rest was history.
Yeah.
Okay. That was all I had about
And the crazy part is I, like, the only reason my family likes Taylor Swift is because of me.
Yeah.
And
well,
like,
that's what happens when you have hyperfixation. It's like, this is now everybody's life. I mean, Michael is like looking at the Reputation Stadium tour. Even like,
you should watch the 1989 one. It's on YouTube.
I think I've only ever seen that one once.
Or Miss Americana.
Yeah.
That one always makes me cry.
Yeah, I know. I watched that shit when I was coming off Lexapro. I was like, she just wants to be loved.
The Long Pond studio session?
Yeah, that one. I want to rewatch that one. That was really good. It came out during COVID, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It came out like right after Hazel was born.
It's good too because those songs are harder for fans to like determine what they were about and how they related to her life. And so in the Long Pond studio session, she talks about the lore behind those songs and like Epiphany and how like why she pivots the story in the middle is because COVID happened. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
They also are just like so much sadder sounding in the live recording. Okay, so next is Fearless. I said that section of the concert was the most nostalgic to me because they had like the glittery famous guitar from that era like floating upwards on the screen in the stage at the bottom, and then she did her little dance where she's like playing the guitar and like stomping in a circle, and then she also does the heart above her head, but the camera also does it at like the same exact angle that they used to do it at. And so I was like getting all choked up during that section.
It's so weird too to see that, but to see her older and with the different hair.
Yeah.
Because like she kind of does this thing where she'll like have different hair for like her different eras. And now like with her like Eras tour, the most similar hair has been red. Yeah. Like that's like kind of her like red hair with the bangs and the straight hair. But yeah, and the crazy thing is that, and I've seen people like splice together videos of her doing that exact same like spin stomping dance thing from like the Fearless tour and now. And I don't think she did it at like her first few shows, and then she did it at one, and then people like blew it up. And so now she does it every time. And I don't think she did the heart every time either.
Oh, really?
I think it was like fans got like super hyped about it, and then she like started doing it.
Yeah, cute. Oh, and I was gonna say it made sense too that was like they crafted it to be the most nostalgic because it was the oldest tour that they referenced or like era that they referenced. Yeah, because debut wasn't in there.
I don't even know if she like went on tour. No, I'm sure she like performed it. But, like, she definitely didn't, like, Love Story blew her up. Love Story's not Fearless. So.
I think it was mostly, like, parking lot. Like, maybe, like, small place.
Like county fair, like, festival.
Yeah, grandstand.
Yeah, like, grandstand kind of thing. Also, her guitar that she had, like, the one that she was playing, it had, like, a 13 on it also. Her dad made it. Oh, like, really? Her dad, like, bedazzled the whole thing. Like, before the tour started.
So cute.
Yeah. Like, he hand did it, like, himself.
Sometimes I wonder, and this is, like, really nosy and prying into her life, because it seems like she has a good relationship with her parents, but listening to her music, my theory is, like, she's an anxious attachment style, like me. I'm like, what happened?
I think her parents are divorced.
Oh, really?
I think so. I don't know why I think that. I think I heard it somewhere. But I don't think they're together.
Yeah.
I think they're, like, cordial. Like, I think they get along fine. When she sings in Mine, in Speak Now, she talks about how, like, she doesn't want to end up like her parents. And how, like, this guy that she's in a relationship with, they're fighting. And he's like, I promise we won't end up like your parents.
Oh, yeah. I'll never make my parents' mistakes. Yeah.
So I don't know if, like, I'm sure, I mean, everybody's marriage goes through things. And, like, her having, like, only one other sibling, I'm sure that, like, and her parents, like, did a lot for her. Like, they moved to Nashville for her and stuff like that. I'm sure it was hard on their family. But Yeah, I don't know if her parents are still together. I know they like are seen together, like at concerts, at the concerts and stuff. But
Yeah,
like
they,
that's
like,
their
work
kids'
together.
concert. Yeah. So like
both of their full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
For her.
They were like fucking investment brokers before, so
yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, I didn't learn that until like a few years ago. She was like born into a millionaire family.
I don't know if they were millionaires, but they definitely had money.
Yeah.
Compared to like a lot of other people.
I think her dad's net worth might have been $1 million or around $1 million.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like investment brokers, especially on like the East Coast and like Northeast, if they.
Yeah, she wasn't like crazy. I mean, now she's like the highest paid entertainer in the world. But yeah. All right, and then what's next? Oh, Speak Now.
Speak Now. I wish Speak Now was longer. There are so many good songs on Speak Now.
And it just come out too.
Yeah, and she didn't start playing like before. Speak Now was only Enchanted. That was it. She didn't start playing Long Live until like a few weeks ago. Yeah,
see that I put that one was perfect. Yeah. I think that it was in that context super fun to be like it was very like a communal thing. Yeah, and Long Live too, like there wasn't a lot of choreography. It was just like there was like no choreography. It was just like her and her band and like them all standing on the stage playing and singing together. Like that was it. Mm-hmm. And like I think it was just like I think that was like super nostalgic for everybody. Yeah, because like the old songs like Love Story, like we all know the words and we sing it, but it's like out of the concert context. But yeah, like Long Live is like me and you and we're gonna have time of our life and like you know tell your kids about me when they ask who that is. Like tell them it's me. Mm-hmm. And I know. I said that Enchanted Dress was really, really beautiful, but I would have liked to see her sing Mean. I think that would have been the best song to sing from Speak Now because, first of all, I feel like the production would have been so fun because that's just like it's like very vivid storytelling. And like if she played like the banjo like she used to at her shows when she played that song, like, it was so fun. And you can have like the dancers be all theatrical because the song is kind of like prima donna and. Because I was saying like Mean also would have fit into that theme I was talking about of like this is gonna be forever and like everybody doubted me but like look at what I've created because I feel like in the very beginning with Lover she said like with you like during the Archer she says like who could ever stay you would stay you could stay you would stay and then like Mean would have fit into that Long Live fits that fucking Karma Mastermind I really like we'll talk about it though but I feel like it would have fit into her whole like look at what I've worked so hard to build and like what you supported me through. The first thing she says in the show is like the first lyric show it's been a long time coming it's me and you that's my whole world and like it's not really about like another person I think it's more about like her and like the fans and like all these people that are here with her and like that worked hard to be there with her also. It's so crazy. I love the opening. Yeah, it's so good. It's just crazy because I don't think like there were so many things you could have said that would have been a good opening for the show. Like, I don't know, a song from Debut or like a song from Karma or a song from Midnight's, like a recent one or like, I don't know, Long Live or something like that. But to open it with Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, I don't think anybody expected that at all. Yeah, I wonder too like how big of a song that is to her and like what it means because that's what her documentary was titled after as well. I mean, it's a really good song. I also like that it's like cheerleading themed in the background. Yeah, it's fun. Red, literally the only thing I wrote was party time because it was like you went hard during those songs. Yeah, and like I don't go out of my way to like listen to like 22 and like I Knew You Were Trouble and like those songs, like the songs that she performed. Like I don't go out of my way to listen to those songs, but like it's different when she's performing them live. And also the shirt and like the hat and just her whole outfit was super nostalgic because that's her exact outfit in, well, not exact, like the words on the shirt are different, but like that's her outfit in the 22 music video. So it's like, you know, throwback, just like how like her Fearless dress, like the one that has like the tassels on it and like it's very. I was just thinking like how she gives away a hat during 22. And how many fucking hats? I know. And I'm like, how expensive are these hats? Because if it's like
a nice hat. I'm like, God damn, like money.
Those people lose their mind. I mean, I would too. I'd probably
I would
throw up
too.
on stage.
Oh
like,
my
they have to
God.
bring out a mop. Like,
Oh God.
I know, and they were all like younger kids, so it was fun. They were all sobbing and crying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I said. It was like a party.
All Too Well was great.
Oh,
I liked how like it was dark and it was like just a spotlight on her and with the jacket and like the confetti. All Too Well was great. I will never complain about all
I was worried because I didn't look at the set list. I was worried that she wasn't going to sing the 10-minute version because I knew the show was so long. Yeah. But she didn't. So yeah, it was good. That one was very cathartic too.
I was worried too that like, you know, before, because like I watched spoilers like immediately. Like the first night I watched a fucking live stream. So I was like, I wasn't trying to hide from nothing. But that first time I was like, it's crazy because like nobody would know it was a 10-minute version until like 2.5 minutes in.
Right. Because
that's not until when the lyrics change. And I was like, just imagine being there on like the first night before you know.
And everyone's screaming, fuck the patriarchy.
Yes.
Because when everyone screamed it too, it wasn't like the lyrics. Like everyone was just saying it like a statement, like fuck the patriarchy, and then like continuing on with the song altogether. Okay, I have opinions about 1989 because it was fun, and I really like the transition because she goes from like folklore, I think, or Evermore, one of the two, into 1989. So she goes the graphics and the visuals are like out of the mountains, like
and then it's like
into
city kind of, and it's like neon lights,
and like all the 80s themes. But I wanted her to play Wonderland because I feel like that would have been really fun visually, or even like I Know Places, which we did get as a surprise song. But I think that those songs specifically are very like Alice in Wonderland, like enchanted, fantastical lyrics, and it would have been fun to like have somebody come out as like the Cheshire Cat, or the I don't know, have more trees come out, like
people in trees.
Yeah, and they're just kind of like more dark and like mysterious. But
I think, I don't think a lot of people know that song though. That's why like I don't think she would have played it. Like she played like Blank Space and Shake It Off, which, like I said, like I don't go out of my way to listen to those songs. They were so fun.
Blank Space I do listen to, but
Blank Space I will listen to
together, or we're never getting back together.
That's Red though.
Oh yeah,
but Shake It Off, I don't listen to that.
It was fun though. It was fun dancing to it.
Yeah, it was. What else did she sing from 1989? I feel like there was like a slower song, but I don't remember. Oh, Style. I really like Style, but I always like have like Style.
Yeah. Good one. I think she only sang 3.
I really like the transition in between the songs in the 1989 set. Like she didn't talk like at all during the 1989 set, but I liked the transition into the songs. Yeah. And Bad Blood was cool. I like Bad Blood. Although I didn't like how she didn't sing any verse. She only sang the chorus and the bridge.
Oh yeah, they were short. Yeah. At that point too in the concert, I was like, damn, she had so many like really massive singles off of 1989.
Yeah, Bad Blood, Shake It Off, Blank Space, Style.
Yeah, I was like
that's a lot.
Chart topping, fucking earworm
for her
type.
Yeah, for her first pop album too. Yeah,
like those songs just remind me of the radio because that's how I would listen to most of those songs. Like we'd just be driving from like school or something, and they would be playing "Shake It Off." Yeah. Okay.
That was great.
After that is Reputation, and I just flipped my fucking lid and lost my shit every time
Reputation came on. So good.
That's my favorite era. I knew it would be the best live because it's like fucking hardcore rock. Like
it's not even rock, but
like no, like rock and roll.
Feel.
Like, yeah. You just go hard. Yeah, it's so good. I liked the fucking snakes on it, and the intro like is like
where she's like walking,
and it speeds up
faster, and it like makes your heart beat so fucking fast.
And they have like snakes like, and then there's a part right before she comes out or the song starts, and it flashes like, and it's like black and white snakes, and it reminds me of Michael Jackson, like the Bad era. Yeah. And a lot of her like outfits in some of the videos were also inspired by Michael Jackson, and like the wet curly hair and stuff like that too.
Yeah, and like
they're
when
just
she
so
like
good.
slicks it back sometimes
Mhm.
too, it's like during that era. Yeah, and I think one of my favorite parts of the whole Reputation set was the transition from "Don't Blame Me" into "Look What You Made Me Do."
Yeah.
It just sounds so cool how it like goes together, and the way like everybody freaks out when they realize what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy.
I like the lights too that like come up. The production during the Reputation part was really cool. There was a lot of visuals and a lot of lights involved, and it was just very intense. You don't rest during Reputation. You don't rest during Red either, but like
okay, speaking of Red, I was rewatching like during I Knew You Were Trouble. The dancers are like, there's like one part of it where the dancers are just like headbanging, and it just looks kind of awkward. But I was like, I didn't really notice it at the time because it just like all kind of flows together. But when I was really thinking about it, I was like, that's a weird dance move, but it's okay. Like their arms are like up, and then they like go back, and they're like it's like very robotic headbanging. It was weird, but
yeah.
I was like, I mean,
on its own, it probably looks
wrong, it looks a little weird, but like the production altogether, like I didn't even notice it at first. So
the Reputation in the most literal sense was awesome. Like I was just like totally captivated by it the whole time.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think the first night I didn't even take like any pictures or videos of Reputation because we were just going like we were jumping up and down.
Like, I haven't jumped this high
oh my
so
God.
long.
At least it's like on video, so like you can watch it, and it's like I still get goosebumps like watching it.
I know. Video. Okay, so next is Lover, and I think that one of my favorite parts from that is when she sings Lover, and all the dancers are doing different dances, like romantically around her. I think it was so pretty, all the different rainbow colors, and
I think too what I don't think people talk about this at all. I haven't heard anybody talk about this. Is that there were like interracial couples dancing together. There were like androgynous looking couples dancing together. There were like guys dancing together, women dancing. It was like very like you don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
In like big performers.
Yeah, same with vigilante shit. There was men dancing what would traditionally be like women dances, sexy dances. Yeah,
they were wearing like very tight fitting, like sparkly outfits and
leotard type.
Yeah, things. Leotards. Yeah,
unitards. What else did I say? Oh, okay. So Lover was the opening of the concert, and like we said earlier, it was just incredible. It was really fucking cool. Like whoever was responsible for building those like butterfly wing looking things.
Oh yeah.
And then twirling them and making them look like tulips. Like it's so fucking cool.
I used to be a Cruel Summer hater. When Lover came out, I was like, Cruel Summer was my least favorite song on the album.
I remember you telling me that, and I was like, "What? You gotta listen to the lyrics, bro."
Yeah, I did not like it very much. And then people just got obsessed with it. Yeah. And so then I started listening to it more, and now it's like I love it. Like it's so good. But it's crazy that like it just wasn't my favorite, and like now it's a single. Like
oh really?
Yeah, it like a month ago or something.
Yeah,
they came out and put like Cruel Summer was like came out as like a single, and I was like, that's crazy.
I know
it's like
now it's
years since
in the top fucking 100 or whatever.
I
when
think
Speak Now came out, it was like blocking some of the songs on Speak Now is in there.
Yeah,
like, on the top charts.
And it was like she has like 4 or 5, like 6 albums that are like in the top 100.
What's next? Oh, Folklore and Evermore. Okay, so Folklore. I thought My Tears Ricochet was my favorite part of the like screen visuals because there's like this whirlpool. It's like a huge, like fucking massive whirlpool. It makes like these big ass ships look tiny, and they're getting sucked into it. And it gave me anxiety, but I also was like couldn't stop looking at it.
Yeah.
And it was very inspiring. Like I was like, damn, that is like a very impactful thing to see in front of you.
Which it would be so cool. That's what I'm saying. Like it would be because you could see them like walking into it, and it'd be so cool to see it from like the front stage.
Yeah, the pupil dilating too. I think it would have made more sense to see it from the front because I didn't really understand any of the shows, like the eye opening, but
the visuals in My Tears Ricochet were great.
Yeah.
So cool.
It was like movie-esque.
Yeah.
During the whole not show, the fucking performance of that song.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted Mad Woman to be played, but I don't think that many people know that one either.
No.
But it would have fit my theme that I'm building in my head.
Okay, speaking of Mad Woman, this is kind of off topic, but the first time that I ever listened to that song when Derek was in the car, he's like, did she just say she would mouth fuck somebody? And so now that's all I can hear when I listen to the song. Because she said, or does she mouth fuck you forever?
Fuck.
So now all I can hear is, does she mouth fuck you forever? Yeah.
God damn it.
So now I ruined it.
I never heard, like, got a long list of Starbucks lovers either.
I never heard that either.
No, until, like, years later. I was like, and now every time I hear it, I'm like,
yeah, now I can hear why people, like, thought that.
God damn. That, like, we were talking about that line right when it first came out, and you were the one who told me that her new record label was right across the street, and I was like, genius, bro.
I know.
Genius.
Literally. Mastermind.
People went crazy over the Folklore and Evermore songs too during the concert. Like, those were definitely crowd favorites. Which, like, I just said my favorite was Reputation, but it was interesting to, like, kind of see it confirmed that, like, that's when this, like, second wave of fame came for her. Like, I think in Miss Americana, after Lover, or, like, I don't know if Lover was out yet, was it? She was making it, I think, during...
She made it during Reputation.
Yeah.
Like, it was filmed during Reputation. But I think Lover was out, or it came out, like, shortly.
Oh, yeah, because
they came out, like, near each other.
Yeah, so in Miss Americana, she's talking about how, like, at one point, she's talking about how her career is, like, at its peak, and how... like, it's not gonna last forever, essentially. That, like, she's gonna get old and, like, unshiny type of old. And so I think that probably maybe would have been true if she hadn't put out such a high quality record that was so different. But maybe she would have anyways. I just think because of the pandemic, she went in such a different direction. And she dealt with so much sadness because she couldn't perform that it was just like...
Yeah. She has always said, too, that, like, women, when they want to stay relevant in the music industry, they have to change. So, like, that's why, like, she started out country, she went pop, then it was, like, indie folk, and then, like, back to pop. So it's, like, she always is, like, changing and, like, having these new eras so that it's, like, a new Taylor Swift, basically, every time we get a new album.
I know, in the back of my head, I'm like, the fact that, like, she's reached legendary status, and that's why she's doing the Eras tour, in culmination with, like, the pandemic and keeping her from performing. But in the back of my head, I'm scared that she's gonna retire.
That's what I'm thinking, too. I'm like, the Eras tour, I'm like, damn, that sounds like a really good-ass fucking retirement tour.
I know.
I don't think that would ever happen.
No. I think she's gonna pivot, though. I think she's gonna focus on her directing. Yeah. Because that seems like a new passion of hers.
Right. Which I think would be great. But also, like, I love music. Like, I don't feel the same way about, like, film as I do about
sit and watch
music.
The whole fucking
and
thing.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, with music, it's like, yeah, I could listen to the whole album and it would be, like, an hour and a half. But I can also, like, take the one song in its whole, in and of itself also.
Yeah. And I could listen to 6 songs from different albums and artists that make me feel the same way and help me get through, like, that specific feeling. Also think it's a perfect time for her to enter into the directing scene because movies are fucking flopping right now.
Yeah.
Because they just keep, like, Little Mermaid Part 2, fucking Pixar, like, Soul Cycle movie Part 5 that all look the same. Right?
Yeah,
all
they're
the little
like
widget things look the fucking same.
Yeah, they're like remaking all these like old like animated movies into live action, but it's like the same fucking story and it's like
all the superhero movies.
Yeah.
Everything is very predictable right now, and I think she's gonna do something like funny and like
witty.
Yeah.
And, like really clever.
Yeah. I hope it's like she's goofy, funny, which is my type of humor. Right. But I'm interested to see how it like translates into film because I don't think she wants to do like the heartbreak, like guttural reaction, like coming out fine thing because that's like what her music is.
Right.
But I think comedy is like hard to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I wonder when her fucking
Yeah.
movie's gonna come out.
And I think a lot of people give shit to like women
directors.
Well, just in general, but also like trying to break into like comedy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
People don't think women are funny. So, I mean,
she's definitely got a lot of fans who will show up even if the movie's shit.
She's proved a lot of people wrong throughout the course of her life, so this would be no different. So, you know, if people will pay $5,000 for one ticket to her concert, they will easily pay $20 to see a movie that she directed.
Yeah.
So
I would.
I'll buy the movie.
Oh, The Last Great American Dynasty was a surprise to me. I didn't think she was gonna sing it, but I really like that. And then especially her singing like I had a marvelous time ruining everything. It just continues into my theme that I saw throughout the show.
Yeah, and she like the part where she's like something about like the loudest woman this town has ever seen. She doesn't even sing it. She just kind of like yells it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it probably feels so good for her to like
She's
say that.
Very loud.
Yeah.
I sent Laura a video this morning of outside of the concerts.
I saw a video.
Thousands of people that just come to sit in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And people are all the people in the comments who are football fans were like, this is bigger than the Super Bowl. And she does it like 6 nights in a row in LA or like 3 nights in a row in Georgia or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking crazy. It's literally one human being who like was born with a talent and just has amassed so much attention. Yeah. Not without,
I mean, yeah, granted, like
other actors and privilege in there, but like,
and she's like had help, you know, like her family was able to move to Nashville and like her dad paid a record company to like sign her, and like, you know, she's worked with great producers and things like that, but like a lot of it has been on her own, which is crazy. Like she still is like one of the very few people that like writes the majority of her own. Like she's a writer on every single one of her songs.
And not that this is anything bad to any other woman who is a sexual performer, because those are like some of my favorite artists, like Doja Cat or Beyonce or Cardi B. But she has been able to be as successful as she has as a woman without being scandalous in that way, which is, I think, really hard to do.
Yeah, the most scandalous she's ever gotten was like maybe on Reputation, like a little bit, and then like her vigilante shit performance. That's it. And yeah, it's crazy that like she has never like crossed that boundary, which like obviously there's nothing wrong with it. Like
but like for her to hold on to her own boundary, I wish she would, bro. But like that's her.
Right, I know. Like I would, I'd be like, oh,
I'd be like.
Right, like people freaked out over vigilante shit, as they should, because it's great. But like nobody has ever really seen her in that light before. Like she's never been seen like that. Yeah,
it's like she's not a sex icon, and I think it's hard to be like really successful as a woman without like I think of like Megan Fox or like Margot Robbie. Like people are obsessed sexually with them because that's how they're marketed because of the patriarchy. Right. So, which I hadn't really ever thought about before. But
I didn't really think about that either, that she never like gave in to, I guess, for lack of a better term, like being a sex icon. But it's crazy that she's got as big as she has. Derek was just asking me if I'd ever seen a big box of nerds like this, and I told him no.
He manifested it.
Yeah, I found it. A big box of nerds, like not like the little share size one. And I was like, no, I've never seen it.
I didn't think about that. It's like literally a giant version. I wish it was square though, or like cute, right?
It was so big.
I know, right?
Yeah, if it was just like wider this way, like if there was like 5 of them next to each other, still like that.
Oh, and then Evermore.
Evermore was great. I really liked the production in Evermore too. I like in Willow. The way they performed that was so cool.
I liked Marjorie. And I didn't think she was going to sing that one.
I think the reason she does is for her grandma.
Yeah.
So that her grandma can have her moment, which I think is really cool. But, speaking of the stage, like, production, what I didn't notice, either, like, only in the nosebleeds I noticed this, was that it's also like there's like the gold like sparkly line following the dancers in Willow, like in the Cardigan music video.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah. And it's also like the invisible string.
Yeah, invisible string. Yeah, like
the gold.
Yeah. So it's like it ties thread. In, like it just goes to show how much Evermore and Folklore are really like sister albums.
They're so pretty.
Yeah.
And
Folklore and Slutmore.
Slutmore. All right, and then there's Midnights, which was the last era of the concert also. Yeah, it's really cool. I love the transition from Midnight Rain into Vigilante Shit. And also Vigilante Shit is just like such a good performance, but it's also from the Reputation era. So what can we say? Like it's just
great. The way that she I don't know. Change. What did we just say?
Transition?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I was gonna say translates. The way that she transitions from Vigilante Shit to Bejeweled is like completely different. Like you can tell she's acting because it's like completely different. Like she does Vigilante Shit and she's all like very serious and like touching herself and like super sexual. And then when like the like glittery sound of Bejeweled comes on, she's like, yeah, like, did you hear that? And like gets so fucking excited. And it's just so different. Like it's just crazy that like, you know, she really is acting like she's performing.
The second night that we saw, which was night 5 of LA, she was like feeling herself, bro. The whole performance, especially during Vigilante Shit. I was like,
oh, she had the new outfit. Oh my god. Yeah. She was like, bro, she was wilding.
Also, just a little bit of tea. Night 5 was a standing ovation for 8 minutes after Champagne Problems. And then night 6, the last night, they did it for 10. But my friend who went said that she was kind of like
egging him on.
Oh. No, she was like, this, like, we can't do this again. Because I think she also had announced 1989, but it didn't have the same effect, so.
No, because they were just trying to beat us. Yeah, they were just trying to beat us. So we did it for no reason.
Yeah. And the last thing I included was the surprise songs. It wasn't really an era, but.
No, I think the surprise songs were so cool, though. Although I hate the dress that she wears. I do. Yeah. It's not flattering.
It looks like
I don't like
people.
It looks like the worst material ever. It looks so uncomfortable, and I don't like how like you can still see the the 1989 outfit under it. Don't like it. I don't like the vibe of it. I just don't like it. I wish she would have picked something different or like kept the 1989 outfit on. I would have liked that better.
Yeah,
but I mean,
make it more like candid. I wish she would have played Cornelia Street. That's what I was like rooting for the whole time, but. It was kind of like what is that? Like Impossible Dream or whatever.
The first night, what did she play? She played You're on Your Own, Kid, which I cried during.
Yeah, same. That's like, I think it's one of my top 3 Taylor Swift songs of all time. I think it's very, very good.
It is good. And then, what else did she play that night? I always forget.
Another one that was really good.
They're all good. What do you mean?
When I was like, Death by a Thousand Cuts.
Oh my god.
Which is also one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs.
That one was so good too. I was so happy that she sang that at one of the shows we were at. I love that song. I've always loved that song since it came out.
The guitar riffs in it. I love the guitar.
The bridge is like one of the best bridges she's ever written. So good. And then what did we have the second night? Dress and Exile. Because I remember people freaking out over Exile and people didn't freak out as much over Dress, which I think just goes to show that like, how different it was. But Dress was great. It made me kind of sad though. Like if the song is so good and like if her and Joe were still together, I'd be like, yeah. But it just makes me sad to think that they're not. And she writes songs like that. And Exile was good too because she changed the ending of it. Yeah. So like she kind of like did her own thing and it was really cool. I liked it. I would have liked it a lot more if Bon Iver was there, but that was never gonna happen. So
and then last night we got King of My Heart.
Oh, which was also really sad. and I Know Places, which was great. I thought it was weird that she played King of My Heart on the piano.
Me too.
But I really liked I Know Places because that's like, I think that's my favorite song off of 1989. And 1989 is like, I don't love that album. Please stop kicking the desk. But I love I Know Places. It's always been my favorite off of that album. And it was so cool to see it.
Yeah, I think I really like 1989 because it's so like happy.
Mm-hmm.
But what did she sing on the very last night?
New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember the last one, but I remember New Year's Day, and I was like, I would have loved that one.
So overall, I'd probably give it like 2 stars out of 10.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go again. Wasn't worth the money or the time. It was honestly too fucking long.
I'm actually gonna boycott the documentary.
Yeah,
so
fuck Taylor Swift. Actually, not kidding. I would never say that. Just imagine the exact opposite of everything I just said. That's how I actually feel.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to 1989 Taylor's version.
Yeah, she said those are her favorite re-records.
Yeah.
Because of the vault tracks.
And there's 5 of them.
Who did she date during 1989?
Harry Styles.
How he's on a song?
Yeah,
I bet
what if he's on Style,
bro?
Wait.
Bro, that would be so cool. Somebody needs to make an AI version. And
they have. Hold on.
Bro! Wait. Because I think they had like a very casual relationship. Like they never had any bad blood that I know of. But they're friends now. So it's like, and they're both fucking fantastic lyricists and musicians. Mm-hmm. I would love if he was on any of the songs. Okay, so people are rooting for this.
Yes.
And it also would be the first time she ever like outwardly confirms that a song is about somebody. Well, okay, she wouldn't even still be confirming.
No. But basically she is.
Yeah.
When she wrote it and said James Dean, whatever, white t-shirt,
slick back hair,
and then called the song Styles.
Yeah.
Or Style. And this is better. Anyways, thanks for listening.
You guys know the drill. Unlike debut, 5 stars only. Leave us a review and with words, please, that are nice. And that's all. Welcome to season 2, episode 2.
This is like season 4 or 5. I thought you were doing a bit, but
no. Welcome to Era 5.
I don't know.
Long drive, could end in burning flames, so perish.